No longer news that EFCC has since invited Sujimoto, a real estate mogul, to come for, maybe questioning or wherever. And it was even also reported that the man was seen shedding tears that he would go and defend himself. But what baffles me is the fact that Reno Omokri, a jobless flip-flopper, a man who is seen as a political mercenary, the man that would always go for anywhere belle faces because he needs this money to be able to function. This same man was the one who openly called Tinubu a drug baron and all sorts of nefarious things. But since Tinubu has become president, he has since moved away from his former principal Atiku to Tinubu. This man has zero integrity. This man should be, seen as the worst of anybody from Niger Delta because he wants to be seen as a person that will be remembered as how foolish he has been on social media space by his generation. Now, this is what he has to say. Now that EFCC has gone after Sujimoto, you are quiet, and rightly so. But once they go after someone who is not Lukimi Yoruba, you activate your WhatsApp forum people to come on social media to trend and an agenda of ethnic victimization. Or am I lying? You are a bloody liar. You are a shameless liar. Now, what this man is trying to do is that this man is a tribal bigot. This man is from the minority of the minorities. I think from Bayelsa also. So he's not from the most dominant tribe, Fulani, then followed by the Yoruba and then by the Igbo. Now, the people he's referring to are the Igbos. Now, this man is from the least dominant tribe in Nigeria. Now, this is what he's doing. It's just like you have a father, your mother, you have uncles who are always bullied to you, and then you have elder brothers and sisters, and maybe you don't like them. So what you now want to do is that you want to instigate maybe your father and mother against your uncle, because your uncle cannot be as dominant as your father and mother. So that's what he's trying to do, because he knows that he does not have a stand. So what he wants to do is that he wants to further try to bring about marginalization of Igbo people. So now there's no problem. EFCC calls different people. EFCC invites different people. EFCC invited people from the north. Why didn't he say this? Now, because it is now a Yoruba person, he's trying to just drive political sentiment against the Igbo people, so that by the time EFCC calls an Igbo person, he will now come and say, oh, you remember this thing happened the other time when they called Sujimoto and blah 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 blah, and people went all out on him. Now let's see this comment. He said, you talk too much. Have you seen your kids lately? How about be more of a father than an internet fool? This is coming from a Yoruba person, Dr. Tolufalade, a verified account. This is a Yoruba person. So he's thinking he could play to the sentiment of Yoruba people so that they'll come online and start roasting Peter Obi as usual. But he's now surprised that it's Yoruba people that are, coming after him. Then this other person who calls himself Youth Process used the ChatGPT to construct his own statement. So I'm not going to take that one. Now, look at your favorite outsider, what he has to say. He say, Reno Omokri does these things to get engagement. This is his livelihood. So the moment you make peace with it, the easier it is to deal with his thoughtlessness post or his thoughtless post. That is, when you try to overlook and say this man Reno Omokri has zero political relevance in this country. Zero political relevance. Let Reno Omokri come and say he wants to conduct or organize a protest and see if anybody, or if he's not going to spend money, and see if anybody will come. So when he wanted to go and justify the 30-kilometer road, he went there with media. Who sponsored it? APC government sponsored it. Minus that, he cannot get people to come there and listen to him. This guy has never contested an election in his life, even for local government, even in school. Like when he was even in school, let's say, okay, let's even contest an election and see if he has never held any any position, that would come through election, not appointment. So he was appointed by El-Rufai the other time. He said he has worked for El-Rufai. He even said that Ben Bruce gave him $20,000 when he was consulting for him. So that's what at best he can do, to consult for people, come and talk lie and see all sorts of things. He's jobless. He has no job. He has no company. Nothing. And he cannot contest an election because he does not even have the money or the political capital to win an election. So he just comes and starts using English to write slander people so that he will get support and favor from other people. Now, APC is definitely paying him. He's under the payroll of APC. So look at what another person has to say again. Public city stunts. I wonder who they are fooling. Let them focus on politicians. both past and present. You see, another person is saying, no, so this person, you see, nobody is paying him attention. Nobody, from the first 5 posts I've read now, nobody's paying Reno Omokri attention, and this is crazy, that the fact that this man has ridiculed himself so much that I keep saying it, he always wants to insert himself into any any political discourse, any social discourse, and then he tries to turn it into two things. Number one, political discourse. Number two, tribal discourse. He's trying so hard to instigate people against the Igbos. And it is paining me that federal government is allowing this kind of thing to thrive. Because by the time people start responding, it's trying to stir a kind of tribal war in this country, ethnic war. Now, the moment it continues to attack Igbo like this, one day, the Igbos, and then it stirs Yorubas against the Igbos and Fulanis against the Igbos. And these Fulani people, they are not even like Yorubas that are even moderate and calm. They can carry knife that and start buying people in the north, start buying Igbo people, and then Igbo people will retaliate. What will happen? Fight will come, war will start. This is what this man is trying to achieve. And then he knows that the Igbos cannot ordinarily match the Fulanis and the Yoruba put together. So in the end, he wants to bring about what I will call ethnic cleansing of the Igbo people in this country. And yet, this same Nigerian police that are dummies, that do not even know what they are doing, that should not even be paid salary, that the Nigerian the Nigerian police chief, Inspector General of Police, should have been, number one, should have even retired or should have been sacked. He is going after El-Rufai. He's saying that El-Rufai is making a statement of inciting people against government. But you're not seeing this man that is inciting the Yorubas against the Igbos, the Fulanis against the Igbos, just because he does not want Peter Obi. And that is why the high level of hypocrisy in this country is sickening. Even if you are from the opposition party, just begin to sing praises of Tinubu and then break the law, you will not be arrested. Look at this man now that is supposed to be in jail, who calls himself the speaker, the Senate president. He was in PDP. He knew EFCC was coming after him. He went to APC and Buhari forgave him. Oshomole would even say, come to APC and your sins will be forgiven. Look at this man now. In spite of the way he fought APC government, this Nyesom Wike, the bulldozer that is always raging, the bulldozer without break, the storm that always rages, the man who is never what he says he will do. He was the governor. People expected APC government to come after him, through EFCC or whatever, to come and face cases of embezzlement and all of that. But instead, what do we see? They made him a minister, and that man went to battalion to a community of people who do not want him, and said in Rivers State, that's the people of the tribe of this current governor, and he went there with all military personnel, Air Force, police, everything, civil defense, to go and say he wanted to show popularity, and he paid chiefs. They all came outside, and then in the end they were able to suspend a whole sitting governor, a man that is supposed to be in the opposition party, that is supposed to even be facing criminal charges. And then now look, take this one. This one said, this boy na fool. This boy na fool. It's so disheartening that Reno Omokri, his children will be seeing all of this. That's why someone said, go and check your children. And then let's take this final one before I leave this case of this jobless man who is seen as a jobless. He's not even a politician. He's not a politician. He's not a flag, because he was supposed to be in PDP. So he has not defected to APC, but he has lost relevance. He's just coming to write because he has social media. He has Twitter followers. I wonder how people are still even doing on his Twitter page. They should all go so that this man will lose this relevance, the little relevance he has, and so that the small place he's seeing money from, he will stop seeing money there, and then he'll go bankrupt. Just the way. Now, this is what Kes says. Just the way you were going after this drug lord until you were shown the brown envelope. Look at this same jobless Reno Omokri. Something he posted June 2022. In the year 2022, he posted, he said, I challenge official BAT, if you were not involved in a heroin drug ring in the United States in 1991 to 1993, then take me to court. Nigeria cannot have a known drug lord as her president. God forbid. I also challenge Tinubu to take a drug test with NDLEA Nigeria. I hope NDLEA can still remember this tag, and official BAT can also remember this tag, that this man you are seeing is a traitor. The moment he stops getting something from Tinubu or Peter Obi enters, he's going to switch to Peter Obi, or Atiku enters, he's going to switch back to Atiku, because that's the only way he can survive. That's the only way he can survive. This is where he makes his money from, and it's so disheartening. This is what another person even says. Each and every passing day, he says, each and every passing day makes me realize how evil you are and don't want to be a human but an animal. That is the truth. Same you said this few years ago about the same man you are defending now at Reno Omokri. You are an evil man, parading as a human being. You know, so you see, Reno Omokri is one of the persons you should take the least serious in anything. And politicians are beginning to see that this guy has no political capital, has zero relevance, and so they are gradually they'll start running away from him, because he cannot bring votes to even from his own Bayelsa he's from. He cannot attract votes for Tinubu there. No talk of. So what he's now trying to do, trying to play public sentiment, wearing the Yoruba attire all the time. You know, he's not wearing Fulani. Make Fulani person enter, he will switch back. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Reno Omokri has zero relevance, and I'll continue to expose Reno Omokri for who he is. And I remain your boy Ernest Omoki Adiboye Koje. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Signing out. Peace.